Hello photography fans and welcome back to another LensVid review. Today we're looking at this ML60 COB LED light by Godox. Today we're taking a look at Godox's most recent small LED, the tiny ML60. Despite its size, this little guy packs quite a punch, and as we will see later in this review, it is extremely versatile when it comes to power and accessories. Godox entered the COB LED business a few years back and had a very successful series of inexpensive lights that began with the SL60, which we have in the studio and still use as our fixed main light for all of our intros and outros that we shoot for LensVid. When it was introduced around 5 years ago, the SL60 was a very attractive offer at 60 watts with decent colors, simple but effective build, straightforward control, and of course an enticing price tag of under $150 or so. As good as the SL60 was for its time, it has quite a few drawbacks and limitations that you should be aware of. It isn't particularly small and its build quality is quite plasticky. There have been complaints about its fan being too loud, including some DIY attempts online to replace or fix it. And for on-the-go use, since AC power is its only option, it makes the SL60 basically a studio-only light. We see the ML60 as the logical evolution of the SL60. It basically solves and improves each one of the limitations and drawbacks that we have mentioned, and although it does that for almost twice the cost of the original model, it's still considered an affordable COB for what you're getting. Just like the original SL60, the ML60 is a 5600 Kelvin 60 watt LED, but it is significantly smaller and lighter, much better built, and uses the smaller and newer Godox mount for modifiers. It has a fan that is barely audible, even at 100% power, at close range. For many users, its biggest advantage though is its dual power option. You can of course run the ML60 from a wall socket, but to make it a truly portable light, use the special dual adapter for Sony and PF style batteries, which connects to the light's handle for a nice and compact setup. The ML60 has better official CRI and TLCI numbers, 8 built-in effects, and can be used both handheld or, like most lights, on a light stand. As we mentioned, the ML60 is a very small light, measuring only 14 centimeters long and has a diameter of about 8.7 centimeters. It is a little front heavy and it weighs in at just under 800 grams. It feels pretty solid in the hand with what seems like a mix of metal and hard plastic materials. The design of the light is very basic. The ML60 has a 1/4 inch 20 thread on the bottom, a small screen on the back, and touch clickable knobs plus a power button. It also has a proprietary DC connector and a fan which you can see through the lower and upper grills. Our test unit came in a very nice small carrying case with a remote, protective cap, power brick with a nice little V-mount holder, a handheld grip, and a reflector. We also received a bunch of accessories including the APS-C softbox, which uses a Godox mount. The softbox is very well made and is simple to set up with an umbrella style rod that makes it super easy to close for storage. Also included in our kit was the very interesting double L-mount battery power unit which connects to the handle for on-the-go use. The handle that came with the unit is also very well thought out. It has a knob for the 1/4 inch 20 screw that attaches to the light and features anti-rotation plastic stoppers and even an umbrella holder if you want to use one. One other part that the handle features are 3 metal connectors for the dual L-mount battery plate. This is very convenient, although it can get in the way of using the light at a low angle. It comes with 2 twist lock power cables, a short one and a longer one if you want to connect it to the stand or clip it to your belt. The remote is identical to the one that came with our SL60. We're not big fans of this one as there's no way to turn the light on with it and has a delay and is not very quick to change the power up or down. We would really like to see a better remote design from Godox in the future. The Godox mount and the included reflector work very well, actually much better than a Bowen's mount, and is more secure. We really hope that Godox will extend the number of light modifiers it offers with this mount. The light has 8 different effects options. We personally don't find them all that useful for what we shoot, but it's always nice to have. You can also change the channel and group if you're using several of these lights and want to control them from the remote. We tested the light using our fantastic Seikonic C800 spectrometer, and we got the following results from 1 meter away. With the batteries that we have, the resulting output with no modifier was a little bit weaker, 2490 lux, which is less than 5% down from what we got with AC power, but this might have to do with our specific batteries. For comparison, here are the results of the same tests with the SL60. We really like the APS-60S softbox. It's not just well made and easy to open and close, but also has a very even spread with no hot spot in the center, and the fall off in the corners is not too harsh for such a small unit. We tested this light with two NPF 750 style batteries and got a runtime of only about half an hour, but this is probably due to our old third-party L-mount batteries. Other reviewers using two larger NP975 batteries got over 1.5 hours at full power, which is certainly respectable. Just keep in mind that the light will not work with a single battery, so make sure you have plenty of charged ones. What we would really love to see is a V-mount plate option from Godox for this light. As for the noise level, although you can turn the fan completely off, which will cut the output in half, we don't really see a point in doing this, as it is basically inaudible at a distance of more than 30 centimeters. The ML60 also runs pretty cool even after a long runtime at 100% power, which is a nice bonus. With the ML60, Godox made a huge jump in technology in only a few years compared to the original SL60 model. This unit is much smaller, more portable, much better built, and almost completely silent even at 100% power. It offers the same output as the SL60 but with better color accuracy, and you can use it with batteries on the go. On the downside, it does cost more, has a very similar limited remote, and despite its considerable output with a reflector, it's not going to overpower the sun at normal operating distances. And with the softbox that we used, you will need to be very close to your subject if you want to use it as a key light. But for indoor use, as a portable main light for close-up work, hair, or background light, it is a very appealing option. The ML60 sells for $270, although we were able to find it with different kits at this price, some including the L-mount power unit, two batteries and chargers, and even a Bowens adapter and some gels. Adding the softbox to the kit will cost you another $50 or so. If you're just looking for a decent light and don't care about portability, build quality or size, but want the best deal possible, the original SL60 is still a fantastic bang for the buck at around $130. There is good reason why we are still using it in the studio, even when we have so many other options. That is it for our look at the Godox ML60 COB LED light. Go check out the full review with all of our test results at lensvid.com. Subscribe to this channel and come back next time. We'll be doing a review of the Sigma 85mm 1.4 lens. We'll see you there.